So today we're going to talk about Meta's Andromeda, the biggest shift in the Facebook ads. So to start with, what is Meta's Andromeda? So it's basically a machine learning system that is designed to enhance ad recommendation through advanced retrieval capabilities. Basically, what it does in simple words is it delivers the right ad to the right people at the right time. So while machine learning has been a part of Meta's ad ecosystem, I think since Advantage Plus has come into picture, Meta is taking things a step forward in real-time decisioning. It's fueling by platform contextual insight. So it's basically a step ahead from Andromeda, and Meta kind of introduced this in 2025, where it says that it's going to make sure that whatever ads are there, it's going to like deliver it to the right person at the right time based on all the information that Meta has from historical data and the upcoming data as well. So basically, what new transitions are coming for Meta is, first of all, it's announced that there is going to be a transition from all BAU campaigns to Advantage Plus campaigns. That is, anymore, it is still not yet come into all the accounts, but moving forward, there'll be no option of creating a BAU campaign. By default, it's going to be an AAC campaign. And this is like because of Andromeda, they say that AAC campaign gives them a lot of data. So moving forward, there won't be a BAU campaign where we can go in and input a kind of targeting and other interests. We can only have an AAC campaign where we can only define our existing customers and engaged customers. So it's all going to be AAC campaigns moving forward. They're also going to introduce something called as optimization score, which will be like a pre-programmed recommendations by AI. I think we've seen this in Google, where Google is kind of giving recommendations. Not all of them work really well, but Meta has announced that it's going to give like a campaign optimization score to which we have to make sure that we reach 100% by kind of like integrating all the enhancements and the best practices the AI is telling you to give. So these are the two new transitions that can be loading in the coming 2025 along with Andromeda's introduction. So what does it mean for our media buying technologies? Basically, what we currently use, or what is called as the pipes media approach, is we have a couple of campaigns where we have each campaign based on like a specific audience, a specific offer, a specific angle, and each campaign has its own budget, its own strategy, and its own couple of ads. So the advertiser goes here manually, we test the variables, we try to control performance by cost gaps, bid limits, etc. But what's changing now is Meta is pushing advertisers to the fewer pipes technology, basically just have AI handle the targeting and all the delivery optimization. Why it's telling us to do broad targeting is Meta's AI, especially Andromeda, it performs contextual targeting by analyzing the real-time signals. So basically, it's going to see it's going to get data for somebody who's logged into Meta maybe like 15 years back, how their performance has been, what kind of ads they've clicked, what kind of videos they've viewed. So it's going to get all those data contextually and use it for targeting of our ads. So it says that instead of you telling Meta who to target, you're now going to give it inputs like creatives, your products, etc., and you're going to let it find the best people rather than telling that go target this ad to this kind of people. So it's going to remove all the manual guesswork, and you're going to shift the power to AI for scaling the efficiency of the platform. Meta says that you can increase ROAS up to 27% if you follow this method and provide enough creative volume. We will talk about creative volume in the next coming slides. But one interesting fact that they recommended based on redefining what these customer engagement metrics. So what we have on control in an AAC campaign is what we're defining our existing customers and engaged customers. I think all of us are defining existing customers as maybe past purchases or maybe cart abandoners, and engaged customers as maybe somebody who's video viewed, etc. But what they're recommending to do now is you need to do a particular calculations. Maybe take a couple of customers, like 100 customers or whatever sample size you want. The days between the first purchase and second purchase, you take the 80th percentile of it. So the number of days, that is the number of people that come below the 80th percentile, are your existing or your active customers. Like you can see in this graph, for example, somewhere below 400 days is your 80th percentile. So the number of people who've made their second purchase within this limit are going to be your existing customers. And the number of people who are going to be above this 80th percentile are your engaged customers or lapsed customers. So Meta is telling you to define your customer metrics based on this calculation, and your goal is to get those lapsed customers as existing customers. So basically make those lapsed customers who take a lot of time to purchase and make them as active existing customers, and give that definition to the Meta's algorithm with Andromeda coming into picture. Does anyone have any questions on this?
I do. So that makes it sound like this is very much a like bottom of funnel retargeting. Like most of our clients are more interested in new customer, top of funnel. So how does that work with this?
Yes. So they want to keep the bid cap decision is going to be up to you. You can have like a 30% bid on the existing customers, or you can also have like a 10% bid cap on the existing customers. So if you want to like keep it a top of funnel itself, so you can like reduce the bid cap on the existing customers. Just the definition of what you're going to define them has to be changed so that you can get more of those lapsed customers as existing customers. So if you want to like make a top of funnel effort separately and a bottom of funnel separately, then you can do that. Or you can also like keep the bid cap completely open for Meta's algorithm to understand, is your company working better on Meta for new audiences, or is it working better for existing audiences? Cool. So this is just how you define the existing, they call it as active customers or engaged or lapsed customers. It just helps you do the focus of the budget better. Like if you have the bid cap on you, for example, like if you mentioned that you want to have more top of funnel customers, so you can just have it as a separate campaign with like less bid cap on those existing customers and focus more budget on that, while you can have comparatively lesser budget for the bottom of funnel campaigns. Another thing it recommends is for creative strategy and AI enhancements. I know that all of us would have had bad experience with like turning on the AI enhancements, as like, and we all know that Meta kind of like pushes you forward to get those things on. But as an agency, I think we don't want to do that because we've seen like a couple of bad things happen. So this is what Meta recommends. And I kind of like picked the points that we can maybe implement or like ask our clients to implement based on our creative strategy. What it's saying is that creative volume is the future. So we need to have like maybe one campaign and like load n number of creatives into it. It can be, and it should not be like just different creative iterations, like just having the same background and different text overlays. Meta says that it should be completely distinct. It has to be like a different background, a different image, and different text overlays, and have a lot of ads running in one campaign. Basically put in a lot of creative volume to the campaign and let it perform, let it reach out to where they think is the right target for it to reach out. So it says that more ad variations is equal to more signals for AI to optimize with. So for example, an agency like ours that has seen not a great experience with turning all those AI enhancements on, we need to push our clients to get us more creative iterations and of very distinct images, not just like having a same hook with like different text overlays or etc., but just kind of like push them to have more and more hooks for them. And another way for with Andromeda coming into picture, what they recommend is having incremental budgeting. So basically, instead of having like a bid cap of TCPA per se, they recommend to have TROAS, which we generally have for a couple of clients, but they don't recommend to have TCPA because they say that if there are more than one SKU, the average order value can go down. So rather have a target ROAS that's comparatively higher and incrementally increase and have the budget comparatively higher. So for example, you want to achieve a target ROAS of 2x. So you set a target ROAS of 3x and you increase your daily budget. If it's set up to 100, you increase it to a $500. So again, this is still something that they're predicting will work. I think it's like it should be tested from our end to understand if it really works or not. So they recommend to have a incremental ROAS and an incremental budget for the campaign with a lot of creatives and broad targeting. So the final steps that they say that we can implement is you shift all the campaigns towards the ASC campaigns, which will automatically happen in the near future, where you'll not have any PAO campaigns. They've not like mentioned particularly when, but I think we can see that coming soon. You can also, and they say that remove TCPA and move towards TROAS campaigns, and you have to inflate the budgets. For flexibility, you can like go for $100 daily budget. You can flex it to $500 campaign budget, and you can set up a very high ROAS. Increase the creative volume and variety. Upload like 4 to 6 distinct ads per concept, avoid repeating backgrounds, and have like a number of iterations with different concepts. You build creative sets around different angles like education, UGC, testimonial, etc., what we are doing currently. And they do recommend to turn on the advantage plus creative option. So if you feel like there is any client that will be okay with testing out like maybe text overlays, or maybe like I think there are a couple of things that is about the brightness, etc. So if we can turn some things on which might not really affect on how that ad looks, maybe not having catalog items, because we see that it's sometimes pulled wrong catalog. So maybe like making sure that we have some AI enhancements on to start with, we can start testing that. And the last and the most important one is to redefine the customer segment based on behavior. I know that we cannot change it on like campaign level, so it has to be on an account level. So it doesn't make sense now to change for all of our clients. But if there are any particular clients which has maybe just one ASC campaign, you can like start testing with that to check how it's working out for them. That's about Andromeda. It's a vast topic. A couple of different changes have come into picture. A lot of people predicting different things. I will link to the video that I've watched, and I also link to the document that I read about, so you can get more insights on that. I wouldn't say like we can like start implementing all of these things right away. I think it like affect the performance, but like small bits and bits where we can see where we can add AI enhancements, or where we can redefine the existing and engaged customers. We can like start trying it as a test and see how it's working out for a couple of clients, and then we can implement for other clients as well.